Right, so for today's project, we're going to do what I call a scissor bird. And yes, you will need a pair of scissors for the scissor bird project. And it's spring, lots of birds are coming back, and we're going to be thinking and talking about birds. We are going to have to trace a pair of scissors for our scissor bird, and you can see I've got a lot of scissors here. I just basically have to pick a pair to trace. Here I showed you how I traced a pair of scissors. You'll also need, from your packet of materials, you'll need your black crayon and one piece of this pastel colored paper. I think some of you got like blue, some of you got yellow, maybe pink. You need a piece of that paper. And we're just going to go straight with a black crayon. We're not going to use pencil and spend a lot of time erasing. We're just going to go with a black crayon. That's how I do it in class with you usually, and that's what we're going to do. I just want to say that when I traced this scissor right here for my scissor bird, I traced this side, and then I didn't like how this was big over here, so then I flipped it and then made the small side over here too. Okay, so if your scissors are like mine with a big hole and a little hole and you want it to be the same, that's how you can get it to be the same. Right, so I'm going to start from the very beginning here for the scissor bird. What on earth is Mrs. Doll doing with a scissor bird? Well, let me just get started and you'll find out. I found that, well, for our scissor bird, this is going to be the two eyes and this is the beak. And then you're going to have to turn this into a bird. So watch this. I'm just going to trace. And I found that it helps if you hold the blades down. You can have the blades shut, or you can have them slightly open, or you can open them really big for your scissor bird. Okay, there I traced, and I had to miss a little spot because that's where my finger was holding, so I'm just going to fill that in right there. Okay, all right, so there is my pair of scissors all traced. Now I'm going to turn this into a bird. I'm thinking of an owl, like a hoot owl that's out in the woods. So I'm going to make this be the hoot owl's eyes, and then I'm going to give him a body. The owls kind of have like a U-shaped body. If you want yours to be an owl, we have a lot of barred owls out here where we live, and so that's kind of what I'm thinking of. I think they have like some claws, and I'm not even sure how many toes they have. We're going to give him 4. All right, and then I'm going to give him some little flapping wings. Do you see my bird coming along? Is he starting to look like a bird? Give him some flapping wings. There's his eyes, there's his beak, there's his wings, and he's a barred owl. There's all different kinds of owls. And I'm just going to make these little rippled feather looks, and you can do this if you make an owl, you can do this too. It's just like a lot of U's, and I'm going to make some of these U's shapes, or ocean waves, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to make some of those on the wings too. Owls have these little tufts of hair up here, and they look like ears. They're not really ears, but they look like ears. They're really just like little tufts of feathery things. So I kind of made them a little bit more feathery. So there is my scissor bird that I turned into an owl. And let me just show you a couple other scissor birds that I made. I traced a pair of scissors, and then after my scissors, I just kind of gave a bulbous head here on top of the scissors, gave him a little ducky point for his head. You see the neck goes in, and then I gave him a big body with a little ducky tail and a little wing there, little feet. So that's another idea that you can do for a scissor bird. Here's another idea for a scissor bird. I just traced my scissors. Can you see them? They're orange. And then I made kind of a bulbous head again with a skinny neck, and then a really bulbous body down here. Almost looks like a potato or something. And then I wanted wanted it to kind of look like a peacock, so I just shot off these things off the back side that kind of look like lollipops with holes in them. And you can see all these like lollipop shapes with holes. Then I kind of did the waves and ripples a little bit like I did on the owls, and I did the clawed feet because I'm not really sure what peacocks, what kind of feet they have. But I gave it a little hairdo up here too, just some kind of little, I know they've got some little something up there on their head that's kind of curly cues, so I just kind of wanted to get it cute up there on top of the head. This is a bird from our imagination. This one is inspired by the peacock. This one is inspired by a little duck, and this one is inspired by an owl. There are a whole lot more birds out there that you could pattern your scissor bird from. Use the black crayon. If you make a mistake, just turn it over and try again on the other side. Just give it another go. In fact, I think you've got a couple sheets to try this. And then when you're ready to start this, pause the video and don't look at mine. Just get away from mine and don't even look at it, and just start and go all the way from beginning to end of your drawing. Don't look at mine, don't copy. And I want you to kind of come up with your own idea that way, okay? So stop the video and do that. And then when you're all finished drawing your bird, then you are ready to color. And you need to use your oil pastels and color in your bird. Give it a good color design. I'm just going to leave my background this really pretty yellow color. So mainly just your bird needs to be colored and not so much the background. And I heard, by the way, that Jaden's, he has peacocks at his house. And I did not know that. So in your bag, you should have some black framing strips like this. And I know they're not the right size, so you'll need to just get your scissors and measure them and snip them to the right size and give them a frame up job with the liquid glue, just like that. And you'll need to frame it on all four sides. Now, oh no, this is like covering part of my peacock. So what you can do, if that happens to you, is slide it as far to the edge as you can, so that there, so more of it is showing. I always like for you to do the two long sides first, and then the last sides are the short sides, which is the top and the bottom, okay? When you're finished with that, and you get it all framed up, colored and everything, then take a picture of it, send it to me. I want to see it, and I'll post it and get a picture for everyone to see what you have done. And if you like this project and you like to do drawing, I suggest you go to have your folks help you go onto YouTube. And there's a site, a lot of YouTube videos called Kids Art Hub, and there's a gentleman on there that does a lot of videos on drawing, and I think that you would like drawing. They're a little different than this one, but I think you'll have a good time. All right, guys, do good, have fun.